Hi there and welcome back to another exciting AutoCAD tutorial video. In the previous videos you learned how to draw shapes, and in the next couple of videos I want to show you the modify tools, which are going to help you complete your CAD drawings quickly and more efficiently. So the modify tools are located in the Home tab of the ribbon on the Modify panel. They're right next to the Draw panel that we've been working with. You've already learned the move and copy commands, so in this video we're going to go over rotate, trim and extend, as well as the mirror command. The rotate command is just what it sounds like. It lets you spin an object to a new angle without having to redraw it. So before we demonstrate this command, let's go ahead and draw a random rectangle. That's going to help us demonstrate what this command can do. So I'm going to go up to the ribbon, choose rectangle, come down to model space, click my first point, and then click the second point. Just do it randomly. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Now to start the rotate command, you can either click the icon that's up in the ribbon, or you can type RO or rotate and hit enter. So I'm going to go ahead and type RO, enter, and my cursor is prompting me to select an object. So we're going to go ahead and click on that rectangle and hit enter to tell AutoCAD I'm done selecting objects. Now it wants me to specify a base point, and the base point is going to be that pin point from which that shape is going to rotate around. So as long as O-snap is on, and it is because it's blue down there in that status bar, we're going to go ahead and snap it to one of the corners of the rectangle. And what you'll see happen, I'm going to move my cursor out a little bit and move the cursor. You're going to see a ghosted image. That's what I call it, that shows the original rectangle, and then you'll see a second rectangle attached to your cursor, and you can just randomly place it however you like. Once you click, you'll notice that the command ends and you're back to draw mode. So let's demonstrate that one more time. I'm going to do Control Z to undo. I'm going to go up to the ribbon this time. I'm going to click on rotate. It wants me to select objects, hit enter to say I'm done. This time I'm going to go from the midpoint, and I can do that because my O-snap says that I can. If yours doesn't, make sure you come down to the status bar, find the arrow next to O-snap, and make sure that midpoint is checked. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and snap to the middle of this rectangle this time, and look at how it rotates. Now here's a pro tip. If you need it to rotate in a perfect 90-degree angle, simply hold shift before you click, and you'll see that the rectangle will rotate perfectly 90 degrees depending on which direction that your cursor is going. Now if I want it to go, like, let's say a 60-degree angle, just type 60, hit enter, and there your rectangle has actually rotated 60 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and choose Control Z to undo. Let's say that I want to rotate this rectangle from the middle. Well, it's really hard to find where the center place is. So one of the tricks I use is called a construction line. So I'm just going to use the line command, and I'm going to create a diagonal line inside of this rectangle, just like that. Now I can find the center of that line, but I can actually rotate the rectangle. So let me show you. I'm actually going to highlight both objects at the same time using a selection box. I'm going to type RO for rotate. Now it just wants to know the base point. So I'm going to go ahead and click the center of this line, and you can see that we can actually rotate this object to the center, and then I just come back in and delete that construction line, and I still have a rotated rectangle. Control Z to place it back to where it was and get rid of that little construction line. The last thing I just want to show you is what it looks like when our base point is actually not near or on the rectangle itself. So go ahead and select the object, rotate in the ribbon. I'm going to just randomly place my base point over here, and you can see how that shape will rotate around that little pinpoint that I selected as a base point. With time and practice, you'll start learning which base point to choose that makes your drawing time, or in this case your rotating time, in AutoCAD quicker and more efficient. But for now, this is all I want to show you about rotate. The trim and extend commands are located together in the ribbon right next to rotate. Trim will cut unwanted portions of lines and shapes, and extend, which is actually located in the trim command. See that little arrow next to trim? Go ahead and click on that and you'll see the extend command. This will lengthen lines until they actually reach another object or border. Might be a little confusing right now, but let's go ahead and demonstrate. We'll use trim first. So make sure that trim is showing in your ribbon. Hit escape. The first thing that we need to do is draw a couple lines that cross each other, kind of like an X. So let's draw that. Initiate the line command. Click to start a line. Click to finish the line. Hit escape. Hit the space bar to start the line command again. Click and click. Something kind of like that. As long as it looks like an X, it really doesn't matter what it looks like. But the part that I want to show you is I want to get rid of this part of the line. Right now it's a single line and I just want to trim this portion off. So we're going to go up to the ribbon and hit trim, or type TR or trim, hit enter, and you'll initiate the trim command. You'll notice that your cursor turns into what I call the do something box. You know, kind of like Britney Spears. Why don't you do something? Well, anyways, with the do something box, you simply have to click on the portion of the line that you don't want to keep. Do you see how when you hover over it, it kind of ghosts the line? It's showing you what part is actually going to cut once you click. So go ahead and click, and you've cut that portion of the line. We can do that again if you want to. Go ahead and hover over that part, ghost it first, and then click to permanently delete. Let's demonstrate this one more time. Let's do a really extreme squiggly. So let's use the line command and let's draw just a whole bunch of random lines like la 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 la. Wow, that's squiggly. Let's initiate that trim command. So TR, enter. I've got the do something box. And now you can click on any portion of line that you might want to delete. Doesn't matter how great or small, but you can delete any of the lines that are in the borders of something. You can even, like, see how this one's kind of overextending? You can get rid of that one too. All right, that's all there really basically is to trim. Let's go ahead and delete this shape so that we can go over the extend command. All right, so like I said, the extend command allows you to connect lines to each other when they have a gap between them. So it's only going to connect lines that obviously intersect each other. So let's go ahead and draw two lines. We're going to draw one this way, and then we're going to draw one going this direction. So see how there is an obvious gap in between those lines? I could, I guess, click on this and try to extend it myself, but sometimes it's just easier to let extend do what it does. I'm going to come up to the ribbon. I'm going to use the extend command here. You can also type EX or extend to initiate that command. And looky there, we got the do something box. So once you initiate that extend command, it's ready to go. You just simply click on the side of the line that you want to extend, and it's going to kind of show you, if you hover your mouse, how it's going to extend, and then you click to make it stick. So let me undo that, hit escape, just show you one more time. I'm going to do EX for extend, hit enter, and there's the do something box. Now if I try to click it on the back side of the line, do you see how you get that universal no sign? It means that there's nothing for that line to actually extend to. It needs to have a line that acts as a border to extend to. So go ahead and click to make it stick, and there you've extended it. Now what I like about the extend command is that you can draw several lines, and actually here, let's do it like this. Doesn't even really matter, just hit the extend button, click, and you can keep clicking to keep extending, and then just hit escape when you're done. Trim and extend are really that easy. Just make sure you click on the side of the line that you want to extend, because if you don't, CAD's going to have an issue with what you're trying to do. But for now, this is all I want to show you with trim and extend. The mirror command is located just underneath the rotate command up in the ribbon, or you can type MI or mirror to actually activate the command using dynamic input. Now, mirror is designed to not only clone an object, but to automatically make a mirrored image of that object. So let's draw a unique shape with our line tool so that we can see the mirror effect actually take place. So I'm going to go up to the ribbon. I'm going to choose the line command. Let's just do something that kind of maybe looks like this a little bit. Something like that. I mean, you can make it look however you want to. As with most commands, you can either highlight your line work first, or you can initiate the command and then highlight your objects. I personally am a select my shapes kind of girl, so I do that first. So I'll select that with a selection box, and then I'll type MI for mirror, hit enter, and it's asking us to specify the first point of the mirror line. Now I want you to pretend that the line that we are about to draw is an actual mirror, like with glass and everything. And what it's going to do, it's going to mirror a clone on the other side of that line perfectly. So let's first draw a mirror line using the shape itself. So I'm going to go up to this side of this shape, click to start the line, click to finish it. And even before I finish it, you'll notice that it's previewing that shape, and you can see how you can place that shape. Now, if you want to place it as a perfect mirror, just go straight down or straight up. It doesn't matter which direction you go. I'm usually a down kind of girl. Go ahead and click to make it stick, and then it's going to ask, do you want to erase that source object? I'm going to say N for no, hit enter, and now we've got two shapes. Let's try that again. Go ahead and do Control Z, grab your shape. Let's do the mirror command up here. Specify the first point of your mirror line. Let's go ahead and click, and then we can decide where the end of that second point might be. Maybe I actually want it to be more like this. Do I want to erase the source object? Let's say Y for yes, just so you can see how it works. That's pretty simple and pretty easy, right? Let's go back to that original shape. I'm going to start the mirror command one more time. This time I'm going to come off of the shape, and you can see that we can actually draw it, and it will mimic the space between the glass and your object, just like you see on the screen. You see how that works? So it's going to include the space if you draw your mirror line off of the object. I'm going to say N for no. And then just to demonstrate too, I'm going to grab this one. We're going to use the mirror command, and this time I'm going to draw a diagonal line so that you can kind of see what it looks like and how it mirrors and how it clones depending on where your cursor goes. This kind of takes some time and practice. It just takes playing with it, I think, to understand how the command is actually working. But you can go ahead and do that, and you can even say no I don't or yes I do, up to you. And there you've placed another mirrored object. So this command is really great for drawing symmetrical objects. Like if I'm drawing a couch in elevation view, you know, couches are generally symmetrical. So I can draw half of the couch and then use the mirror command and not have to draw the other half. It just copies and clones it and actually flips it so that it's symmetrical. Lots of cool things we can do with mirror. It's one of my favorite modify tools. I'm going to show you how to use all these commands in practical examples in a future video, but for now, this is all I want to show you about mirror.